Welcome back. Fed up. Today, in this episode, Marcus.
So living down here in South Florida, us as South Floridians, we've kind of come to terms a little bit with the rising rates of rent and how down here it's becoming more and more unaffordable. At my job, I speak to and I meet a lot of different individuals from all over the world, all over the country, and I get a lot of different perspectives on how people live, how people go about life, and it really opens my eyes. There was one individual that was telling me about their hometown and how they lived and where they lived. I'm like, wow, that sounds like a nice town. And he's like, yeah, I have a nice beach house right off the beach. It's like
Woo!
2 minutes away. They showed me like a maps, and literally they live 2 minutes away. They could walk there. And I'm like, wow, that you must pay a lot. And he's like, no, not really. Me and my family member, we split rent. I'm like, okay, that seems pretty affordable. I'm like, how much is the rent? He said he split and he pays 800. I'm like, what? You mean 800? Like what? 800 as in 8 G's, 8,000? Like, what do you mean? He's like, no, $800. The total rent is $1,600. I'm like, hold up. $1,600 for a beach house property, 2 minutes away, walking distance from the beach. He's like, yeah, like that was pretty good. I'm like, bro, down here, that would be crazy. Like, if you had anything for $1,600 for rent, like it's probably in a really bad area or it's a really bad condition, like location. So I was just amazed and I started doing a little more research and I realized there's a lot of places out there that the rent and then like the cost of living is significantly lower than Florida. And I always thought Florida was still okay. I'm paying over 2 G's rent for a townhouse, 30 minutes away from the beach in an okay area. And this person's paying 1,600 for a beach house property. You can't get anything like that down here. And that got me so upset. Like, why is rent so expensive down here? For honestly, it's not worth it. Most of the properties with the rent this high is not worth it at all. You have garbage ass 1 bedroom, two bathroom, whatever the fuck type of condition is, whatever type of living condition is, asking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 G's a month. And like most of us can't even afford that. Most of us are going paycheck to paycheck because a lot of places down here honestly suck. They suck at rent, they suck at pay, they suck at they suck at everything. For the most part, down here in Broward, almost everybody that has to like work to survive has to go outside of Broward in order to fucking make rent, make money. If anybody that lives in South Florida wants to even pay attention to this, just check Google Maps. Check any maps or any traffic monitoring software. During rush hour, most of the traffic in the morning is leaving Broward, and then in the afternoon, most of the traffic is coming back into Broward. Like, Broward itself is not a great place to work. It's almost just like Miami. Most people in Miami, you can't even afford to live down in Miami. If you live in Miami, you're either A, living paycheck to paycheck extremely, or B, you're a business person. Like, those are the only two people that right now that live down in Miami. Miami's trying to push all like middle and low class people out, building up these expensive high rises, asking 10, 11, 12 G's a month. And then it's so fucking stupid. It's stupid. Broward's doing the same thing. They're destroying all these neighborhoods just to build all these high rises and shit that people can't afford. Palm Beach has been doing that for a while. And then they seeing all these people move up to Palm Beach. So they're raising rent to keep middle class and low class people out. It's so stupid. It's so stupid and it's frustrating that all of us, we have the experience, we have the certification, we have the ability to make all this money, but we're still living paycheck to paycheck down here. It's stupid and so frustrating. Like, if I could suggest a solution, it would be have rent based off of the percentage of the property that it's worth. Like, for example, this might be a stupid rough estimate, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but if a property is worth maybe $300,000, then make the rent like maybe 50% more of the mortgage. That way, A, you're still making the mortgage, and B, you're still making money off renting out your property. Don't fucking raise the rent 2, 3, 4 times the amount of mortgage and then expect people to try to make ends meet over there. Like, you're being greedy, you're being scum, you're being a fucker. I hate people like that, taking advantage of all that. Yes, I understand you try to make money, but don't be so scummy about it. That's what I'm fed up about. It's
It was
so
just
frustrating.
bubbling, bro. But it's so true what
Mhm.
you're saying. It's not just the rentals, though. Understand, it's the mortgages just as well.
Mhm.
I own my house, and bro, my mortgage is through the fucking roof. When I bought my house 3 years ago, my mortgage was under $1,500 a month.
Mhm.
They reassessed the taxes, the insurance fucking went through the roof. My shit's over $2,000 in 3 years.
Mhm.
It increased over $600 in 2 years. So it's true. Most people, me including, moved here for the sole purpose that Florida at one time was able to
Inexpensive.
live.
It was inexpensive.
Inexpensive. You could come down. When I got here 6 years ago, you're a lifer. You've been here
Yeah.
your whole life.
Oh yeah, mostly.
I came here 6 years ago. When I came here 6 years ago, gas was cheap. Food was very cheap. I was renting. It was very cheap. Bro, everything, listen, we were trying to move into a 55 plus rental.
Yep.
Bro, for get it for $1,000 a month. That was all the annuities and everything was
Yeah.
included. Now, that same fucker is $1,800, $2,000.
They're raising all that shit up. For what? For what? If you're gonna raise rent or raise the prices, tell me why. And then show me why it's justified. Don't fucking raise it $300-$400 and then keep everything the same. Like you're a fucker for doing that. What are you fed up on?
Oh, bro, listen. My fed up, it's simple, but it's crazy. You don't see it as much now. Maybe not out here, but around
Mhm.
Miami, you still see it. Around Fort Lauderdale, you still see it. Sagging pants. I was just reading this article, and articles from 2017
Oh.
talked about how sagging pants was coming to an end. The trend was ending. 2017, and we're in
2024.
7 years, and it's now just beginning to slowly fade out. My thing is, why did it come about? They said this shit started back in 1995 by rappers. Young people came to it, felt like, oh, this is trend. They said, and I believe it, we use it as a rebellion.
Mhm.
We can rebel against the system, against, fuck everybody. You don't like what I'm wearing? Fuck you. And it got to a point where it really became a rebellion because cities and states, this state right here, Florida, passed the law to
You would get
no
ticket.
droopy drawers.
Yeah,
No droopy drawers.
You would get a ticket if you were caught sagging. I remember that.
Yeah, bro. So it got so bad at one time that even politicians, the government got involved. Shit, I was reading this article about Obama who said if politicians have nothing better to do than to fucking pass laws about people's clothing, maybe they're doing something wrong. And I agree. I'm sorry. Because economically, financially, so much shit is going on in our country today, in our municipalities, city and state, and you're fucking worrying about, oh my God, he's wearing his pants down there.
I agree. They focus on so much unnecessary bullshit when there's so much more important issues that are waiting to be answered, waiting to be addressed.
It's true. But I have to ask you, do you think it's coming to an end?
I think personally, yeah. I rarely see it anymore.
So what do you think would be the next trend?
Honestly, I can't really put my finger on the next trend, either like clothing wise or body like alteration. I don't know. Do you have any guesses on what might the next one be?
I grew up in the era that young black men took pride. We went to school, we went to church, we went everywhere. Was you took pride in putting on a suit, putting on a tie, putting a nice pair of dress shoes. Me personally, I would love to see that with our young men once again. Because, bro, when I used to work in New York, I was a manager, and people would come into my store and ask for jobs. You had these young men. This is back when sagging was a big fucking thing. They would come in like, yo, bro, yo, sir, you got a job? And, I'm looking for a job. Pants down here, look like shit, hair not done. What's going on? They're teaching our kids in school ABCs, 1, 2, 3, arithmetic, reading, but they're not teaching them how to follow up in life.
Bro, they don't even tell you about rent. They don't even tell you about paying taxes. They don't tell you about any of that.
Let's talk.
Even credit. Credit is one of the things that America holds like so dear. But every other country, they don't really use credit. Not a lot of countries use credit.
I didn't know that.
This is mainly just an American thing.
Really?
But society pushes credit. If you don't have it, you're nothing.
Yeah.
If you don't have credit, you can't get a car, you can't get a house. There's certain things that they don't even look at you for. Even like moving into an HOA, they check your credit.
Oh yeah.
So it's stupid. Like you said, people go out there trying to get jobs and stuff, but they don't know how. They don't even know how to start dressing.
No. And that's something. It's not just the kids' fault. It should be the parents first when it comes to dress. It should be the schools not only educating our kids, but how about teaching them what's coming next?
Yep.
When you go out for a job, how to dress, how to carry yourself, how to speak, how to write your resume. Oh, and let me not get started on the credit shit, bro, because I grew up old. I'm talking 40 years ago. We had credit card companies that would come around in front of your schools, high school, colleges, on the corner. Hey, a credit card? Fill out the application. And hand you a credit card, $300, $500 right there. Now you're a young person, no financial idea how to handle your money because you're just starting. You got $500. What the fuck you think you're gonna do with it?
Yep.
You ain't buying growth. I'm getting me a TV. I'm getting me a fucking nice pair, something to wear. Taking my wife out. I went through $500 in 2 days. And then when it was time to pay that motherfucker, all right, here's $10. Next month I was 20. Before I knew it, these motherfuckers. I had 11 credit cards when I was young. Yeah. Because it was so. All you had to do was go any place and show them your original credit card. I had good credit back then. I had a black card that had $10,000 on it. When I went to a store back then, Bloomingdale's, Macy's would give you credit cards. You drop that card, they look that shit up, like, here you go. Give you like $5,000, half of whatever you had. But then when you couldn't pay that back, now fucking your credit. Yep. And realize where they do this is in our communities. You understand? Because
they know exactly who to target.
They want to fuck up our youth, our young black men and women, their credit. Because if you got good credit, then you can get your own business.
You can do a lot with a good credit, like these days in America.
Exactly.
And if you restrict the community or handicap the community with having good credit, then you're keeping a great deal of people from really accomplishing their end goal, or at least being a good contributor to society, even for themselves or for their fellow peers. It's just selfish and it's fucked up when they try to target specific areas, specific individuals like that.
This is very true. We appreciate you tuning in to us once again. It was fun.
Mhm.
We had a great guest on today.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us on COC STV. Hope you all have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.